We headed on to our cabin at the lake, and I want to show you how I plan to store all of my stuff in a fairly small garage. So first of all, up above I've got a hobie wave and a fishing kayak, and I rigged up an electric hoist. I used unistrut to mount the pulleys to, and used stainless steel cable, and ran that back to an electric hoist mounted on the wall. That gives me about 800 pounds of lift. On there I probably only have about 400, but it allows me to get that up and out of the way. The next problem is getting the pontoon into the garage, and so to do that you can use dollies. They sell them. The better ones are very expensive, like 180 bucks a piece, and you need at least 4 of them. You can go the cheap route my neighbor went. He just got the $10 Harbor Freight dollies. He has a lighter pontoon than I do, and they work. He's cracked one, but it didn't crack all the way through. I usually do everything a little bit over-engineered, so I probably spent about $250 on 4. So I used 1x6 maple, doubled up on either side on 300-pound rated casters, tied it together with some plywood, and then made the cradles out of 2x4 that I just cut at an angle. The problem with that is that it does not give me enough height once I slide the pontoon up against the wall to get my motor to vertical. And so I needed to solve that problem because we have Minnesota winters, and I wanted all the water out of my motor. And you can see after, I'll show you the pontoon stands in a second, but after getting it to vertical, you can see all the water that came out. Unfortunately, in the fall, I rent a trailer. I never have enough time to get everything done that I need to do to winterize it. So I never have enough time. So I wanted to make sure that I could get it to vertical to let it drain. So to get it higher so that I could get to that point, I made a pontoon stand. I think this is a better way to store a pontoon anyway. It's how it sits on the pontoon lift all the time. All summer long. So rather than putting that stress on the endpoints of the pontoon, or maybe using a third set of dollies that might not fit exactly, what I did was made a stand out of 2x6 and plywood. The way it works basically is in the 4 corners I have a sandwich of 3 2x6s. That carry the stretcher that goes between them, and then they slide down into a pocket in the base, and they can move up and down. And what I've done is I've made the base so that I can slide in 3/4 inch shims underneath, and so I can do 3/4 at a time as I'm lifting on the temporary lift points that I just use a hydraulic jack on. Same in the back there, really. You can't see it from this angle, but there's lift points in the back as well. So just crank it up slowly on each end, get it up, put in 3/4 inch spacers along the way so you're being safe. And there you go. So now I've got a very stable pontoon that I think is stored in the best possible way that it can sit around for our winters in Minnesota. I got my motor to vertical, and I've got dollies so that I can move it around and get it onto the trailer in the spring. So that is how I fit my stuff into my garage. Actually into about, about 23 feet long and about 8.5 feet wide and 9.5 foot ceilings.